You've heard the legends, you've heard the stories of their power, their influence, and their mysterious disappearance. But the truth is far darker than you could ever imagine. The Knights Templar were not just warriors of faith. They were keepers of secrets, protectors of forbidden knowledge that many believe could shake the very foundation of our understanding of the world. In this video, we will reveal the truth behind the Templars, their hidden knowledge, their unseen power, and why they've been erased from history. What did the Knights Templar discover in their journey through the Holy Land? And why did their secrets threaten the very people who controlled the course of history? Are you ready to uncover what history has hidden from you? Let's dive deep into the story of the Knights Templar and explore the truth they didn't want you to know. The story of the Knights Templar begins in the early 12th century during the Crusades, but their true origins go beyond what is taught in mainstream history. The Templars were not just a group of knights sent to protect Christian pilgrims in the Holy Land. They were something much more. They were the keepers of an ancient truth, a hidden power that has shaped the course of history for centuries. But how did this mysterious order come to be? What was their true purpose? In 1119, a group of knights, led by Hugh de Payens, formed the Poor Fellow Soldiers of Christ and of the Temple of Solomon, a name that would later be shortened to the Knights Templar. Officially, they were created to protect pilgrims traveling to Jerusalem, but there is far more to their mission than meets the eye. These knights weren't just concerned with the safety of Christian pilgrims. They were tasked with something far more sacred, something that could change the course of history. According to legend, the Templars were granted access to the Temple of Solomon, the ancient and sacred site where King Solomon's temple once stood. What they found beneath the temple's ruins has been the subject of much speculation and mystery. Was it the Ark of the Covenant? Was it ancient scrolls filled with forbidden knowledge? Or was it something far more powerful, a secret that could give them unimaginable power? What we do know is that the Templars returned from their time in Jerusalem with newfound wealth, knowledge, and influence. They became the most powerful military and financial organization in Europe. But what was the source of this power? What did they discover in the ruins of the Temple of Solomon that gave them such extraordinary abilities? And why were they so determined to keep this secret hidden from the world? As the Templars grew in power, they became more than just a group of knights. They became political players, bankers, and masters of secrets. Their influence spread far beyond the battlefield. They controlled vast amounts of wealth, built secretive fortresses, and forged powerful alliances with kings and popes. But what was the true purpose of this power? Was it just for worldly gain, or was there a deeper, more spiritual mission at play? In the next chapter, we'll delve deeper into the hidden knowledge of the Templars, what they discovered beneath the Temple of Solomon, and how that knowledge shaped their path. We'll also explore the mysterious artifacts they kept hidden and the truth about the Holy Grail and other sacred relics that they protected. But for now, let's reflect on the question: what was it that made the Knights Templar so different from other military orders? What was the hidden power that they possessed? And what did they know that no one else did? What did the Knights Templar really find beneath the ruins of the Temple of Solomon? What sacred knowledge did they uncover that has been hidden from the world for centuries? To understand the true power of the Templars, we need to explore the ancient knowledge they sought, the secrets they guarded, and the mysteries they uncovered. The Temple of Solomon, built by the biblical King Solomon, was believed to be the dwelling place of the Ark of the Covenant, the sacred chest that held the Ten Commandments. For centuries, historians and archaeologists have debated the fate of the Ark, with many believing that it was lost or hidden away by those who sought to protect its power. However, there is a compelling theory that the Knights Templar discovered the Ark, or at least something just as powerful. during their time in Jerusalem. According to several historical accounts, the Templars spent considerable time beneath the temple, conducting mysterious rituals and uncovering long-lost artifacts. The true nature of these artifacts remains a closely guarded secret, but rumors abound that the Templars found more than just religious relics. Some say they discovered ancient scrolls filled with forbidden knowledge, possibly the same wisdom that was once held by the mystery schools of Egypt, Greece, and Babylon. These texts may have contained knowledge about alchemy, sacred geometry, and astronomy, fields of study that were highly advanced for their time and would have been considered esoteric by the general public. But what was the true purpose of this knowledge? Was it simply to increase their power, or was there something deeper at work? The Templars were known for their devotion to secrecy, and they guarded their discoveries with an iron grip. It is believed that they hid their knowledge from the world, passing it down in secret cryptic symbols, rituals, and artifacts. One of the most enduring mysteries surrounding the Templars is their connection to the Holy Grail, a relic that has been the subject of countless myths, legends, and speculations. Did the Templars discover the Grail, or were they merely its protectors? According to some theories, the Grail was not a physical cup, but rather a symbol of divine knowledge, representing the awakening of spiritual consciousness and the connection between humanity and the divine. If this is true, then the Templars' mission was not just about guarding a sacred object, but about preserving and transmitting ancient wisdom that could unlock humanity's highest potential. The Grail, in this context, becomes more than a mere religious artifact. It becomes a symbol of enlightenment, truth, and awakening. The Templars, as keepers of this knowledge, were tasked with guiding humanity toward a higher understanding of the universe and our place within it. But this knowledge was not meant for the masses. It was reserved for those who were initiated into the deepest mysteries of the world. In addition to the Grail, the Templars were also believed to have uncovered the secrets of sacred geometry, the mathematical blueprint that underlies the structure of the universe. Sacred geometry can be found in the design of ancient temples, cathedrals, and monuments, and it is said to hold the key to understanding the divine order of the cosmos. The Templars were masters of this knowledge, using it to build their castles, fortresses, and churches, all of which were carefully designed according to the principles of sacred geometry. But the Templars' hidden knowledge didn't stop with sacred geometry. They were also well-versed in alchemy, the ancient art of transmuting base metals into gold and discovering the secrets of eternal life. Alchemy, like sacred geometry, was a system of knowledge that sought to connect the material world with the divine. And it is said that the Templars were adept at working with the alchemical principles of transformation and enlightenment. As the Templars grew in power, their knowledge and influence spread across Europe. They established monasteries, chapels, and strongholds, many of which were built to align with sacred geometric principles. The most famous of these structures is the Temple Church in London, which is said to hold hidden clues to the Templars' true purpose. This church, with its round design and intricate carvings, is believed to contain secret codes and symbols that, when deciphered, reveal the true legacy of the Knights Templar. But despite their power and influence, the Templars were ultimately betrayed. In the early 14th century, King Philip IV of France, deeply in debt to the Templars, orchestrated a violent crackdown on the order, leading to their disbandment and the arrest of many of its members. However, many believe that the Templars didn't simply disappear. Instead, they went underground, taking their knowledge and secrets with them. Some say they escaped to places like Scotland, where they continued to protect their ancient knowledge in secret. The Knights Templar were not just warriors, they were masters of influence. Their power extended far beyond the battlefield, reaching into the realms of finance, politics, and even the secretive networks that shaped the course of history. But where did this power come from? How did a small order of knights rise to become one of the most influential and wealthy organizations in medieval Europe? To answer this, we must look deeper into the Templars' hidden strength, both the material wealth they accumulated and the spiritual influence they wielded. The Templars were strategic in their rise to power. From the beginning, they were not just soldiers of faith, they were masters of banking. At the height of their influence, the Templars controlled an elaborate network of financial institutions, establishing the first international banking system in Europe. They were the precursors to modern banking, with the ability to move vast sums of money across countries with ease and speed. The Templars had developed a system of letters of credit, which allowed pilgrims to deposit money in one country and withdraw it in another. This system not only made them immensely wealthy, but also gave them unparalleled influence over the flow of capital in Europe. Their vast wealth and influence allowed them to gain favor with kings, popes, and rulers across Europe. The Templars were instrumental in funding the Crusades, and in return, they received vast amounts of land, resources, and political power. Their wealth was unparalleled, and their network was vast. The Templars controlled land estates, fortresses, and castles across Europe, making them one of the most powerful entities on the continent. But it wasn't just their wealth that gave them power. It was their connection to higher forces that were shrouded in secrecy. The Templars were believed to be in possession of ancient knowledge that transcended the physical realm and connected them to divine powers. This connection to higher forces gave the Templars a level of spiritual authority that was unmatched by any other group at the time. It is said that they were in contact with secret societies and mystics who had access to knowledge that had been hidden for centuries. The Templars were not only soldiers of the Church, but they were also protectors of an ancient spiritual truth, a truth that was too dangerous for the common people to understand. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Templar Order was their ability to maintain secrecy while operating in plain sight. They were known for their distinctive white mantles adorned with a red cross, and their emblem was easily recognizable throughout Europe. Yet, beneath their public persona as pious knights, they were secretly involved in complex rituals, initiations, and mystical practices. The Templars were masters of symbolism, using codes and hidden messages to communicate their true beliefs and intentions. They developed a unique system of cryptic symbols, many of which have yet to be fully decoded. This ability to operate in secrecy and maintain a hidden agenda made the Templars a force to be reckoned with. They were not only military and financial powerhouses, but they also possessed a spiritual influence that could shape the course of history. They were believed to be in possession of the key to ancient wisdom, a wisdom that connected them to the divine realm. And this connection to the divine gave them the power to influence not only the earthly realm, but also the heavens themselves. But with power comes danger, and the Templars' growing influence did not go unnoticed. In the early 14th century, King Philip IV of France, heavily in debt to the Templars, sought to seize their wealth and power for himself. Fearing the Templars' influence over both the church and the monarchy, Philip devised a plan to destroy the order. On Friday the 13th of October, 1307, he ordered the arrest of all Templar knights in France, accusing them of heresy, blasphemy, and other grave crimes. This event, known as the Friday the 13th Massacre, marked the beginning of the end for the Templars. Despite the brutal crackdown, many believe that the Templars didn't vanish completely. Instead, they went underground, taking their wealth, knowledge, and secrets with them. It is rumored that they fled to places like Scotland, where they continued their work in secret, passing on their ancient knowledge to a select few. Some even believe that the Freemasons, one of the most influential secret societies in history, traces its origins to the Knights Templar. The Templars' legacy lives on in these secret societies, where their ancient wisdom and influence continue to shape the world in ways we may never fully understand. The rise of the Knights Templar was meteoric. From their humble beginnings as humble protectors of pilgrims in Jerusalem, they rose to become one of the most powerful and wealthy organizations in medieval Europe. But as with all great powers, their success also sowed the seeds of their destruction. The story of their downfall is a tale of betrayal, greed, and the clashing of immense forces. The year 1307 marked the beginning of the end for the Templars. The seeds of their downfall were sown long before, however, as their growing power began to worry the highest authorities in Europe. The Catholic Church, which had initially supported the Templars, grew wary of their influence, and the French monarchy, led by King Philip IV, saw them as a threat to his political and financial ambitions. The Templars were enormously wealthy, controlling vast lands, resources, and a banking network that stretched across Europe. They had connections with kings, popes, and nobility, making them a significant force in both the religious and political spheres. But despite their wealth, the Templars were not immune to the corrupting influence of power. The French king, deeply in debt to the order, sought to eliminate the Templars and seize their wealth for himself. In 1307, King Philip IV, facing mounting debts to the Templars and eager to expand his own power, launched a covert operation to bring the order down. On Friday, October 13, 1307, under the cover of darkness, Philip ordered the arrest of all Templar knights in France, accusing them of heresy, blasphemy, and other grave charges. The knights were arrested, tortured, and forced to confess to these crimes. The most prominent Templar leaders, including Jacques de Molay, the Grand Master of the Templars, were captured and burned at the stake. The accusations against the Templars were grave. They were accused of worshiping idols, practicing dark rituals, and engaging in forbidden rites that were considered heretical by the Catholic Church. The charge of heresy was one of the most serious accusations a group or individual could face at the time, and it resulted in the excommunication of the Templars and the destruction of their order. Many historians believe these charges were exaggerated or even fabricated to provide a pretext for seizing the Templars' vast wealth and power. While King Philip's actions were successful in destroying the Templars' stronghold in France, the order's influence was not completely eradicated. The arrest of the Templars was not a single event, but part of a coordinated effort by Pope Clement V, who, under immense pressure from King Philip, dissolved the order in 1312. The Templars' wealth and assets were confiscated, and many of the remaining knights were either executed or absorbed into other military orders. However, the Templars' story did not end there. While their official order was destroyed, rumors and legends about the Templars persisted for centuries. Some believe that many Templars escaped, fleeing to places like Scotland and Portugal, where they continued their work in secret. Others believe that the order's secrets, including the knowledge they had uncovered, were passed down to hidden societies, including the Freemasons, whose origins are often linked to the Templars. The mysterious disappearance of the Templars has led to countless conspiracy theories. Some suggest that the Templars secretly survived the Purge and went underground, forming clandestine networks that continued their influence in secret. It is said that they took their treasures, including their most sacred relics, and hid them away, awaiting the right moment to reveal their secrets to the world. One of the most enduring legends surrounding the Templars is the mystery of their hidden treasure. Some believe that the Templars took vast amounts of gold, relics, and ancient manuscripts with them when they fled. and that these treasures remain hidden to this day. Others claim that the Templars knew the secret to immortality, and that their treasure was not just gold, but knowledge that could unlock the mysteries of life and death. Despite the best efforts of King Philip and the Catholic Church to destroy the Templars, their legacy has never disappeared. The myth of the Templars has only grown stronger over the centuries, as more and more people become fascinated by their secrets and their untold influence on history. As we continue to uncover the hidden truths about the Templars, we are reminded that history is often written by the victors, and the real story of the Knights Templar may never be fully known. But the question remains, what did they truly discover beneath the Temple of Solomon, and what secrets did they leave behind? Perhaps one day we will unlock the final mysteries of the Templars and learn the truth about the power they wielded and the secrets they kept hidden from the world. The Knights Templar may have been officially disbanded in the 14th century, but their legacy continues to echo through the corridors of history. The order's hidden knowledge, secret rituals, and vast influence have left an indelible mark on the world, a mark that remains visible in the modern day. Their story is not one of simple destruction. It is a tale of survival, adaptation, and the passing down of ancient wisdom through the ages. But how did the Templar legacy survive, and what connections can we trace to the present day? While the Templars were officially dissolved, the mysteries they guarded were far too valuable to be forgotten. It is said that the Templars did not simply vanish after their massacre in 1307. Instead, they went underground, their knowledge preserved by a select few who continued their work in secret. These hidden Templars formed clandestine societies that operated in the shadows, passing down their sacred teachings and the knowledge they had uncovered. Among the most famous of these secret societies is the Freemasons, whose origins are often linked to the Templars. The connection between the Templars and the Freemasons is not just speculative. Freemasonry itself carries many of the same symbols and rituals that were used by the Templars. From the compasses and square to the all-seeing eye, these symbols are not only part of Masonic tradition but also feature prominently in Templar lore. The Freemasons, like the Templars before them, have always been a society of men bound by an ancient code of secrecy. Many believe that the Freemasons inherited the Templars' ancient knowledge, and their lodges have been the keepers of secrets passed down through the centuries. But the connection between the Templars and modern societies does not end with the Freemasons. Their influence can be seen in the symbols, monuments, and even institutions that continue to shape our world today. The Templars were known for their use of sacred geometry, a system of knowledge that links the physical world with the divine. This knowledge can be found in the designs of many of the world's most famous buildings, including cathedrals, churches, and temples. The Templars believed that by incorporating sacred geometry into their architecture, they could harness the divine forces of the universe and create structures that were aligned with the spiritual dimensions. One of the most famous examples of Templar influence is the Temple Church in London. This church, built by the Templars in the 12th century, is a testament to their understanding of sacred geometry and their deep connection to the divine. The church's round design is symbolic of the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. It is said to contain hidden symbols and codes that point to the Templars' ancient knowledge and their secret legacy. The legacy of the Templars can also be found in the world of finance. As the first international banking system in Europe, the Templars created a network of financial institutions that would influence the development of banking and economics for centuries to come. Their role as financiers and bankers allowed them to gain significant power and influence over European monarchies, and their methods of handling money and credit were revolutionary for their time. Today, many of the financial institutions that shape our world are based on principles that were pioneered by the Templars. Beyond banking and architecture, the Templars' legacy is also seen in the world of politics and military strategy. The Templars were not just warriors, they were highly skilled tacticians and strategists who understood the complexities of geopolitics. They had a vast network of spies, informants, and allies, allowing them to manipulate the political landscape of Europe in ways that were unseen by the general populace. Their ability to influence the decisions of kings, popes, and rulers speaks to the extraordinary power they wielded. Even today, political and military leaders can learn from the strategies and tactics employed by the Templars during their height. But the most profound aspect of the Templar legacy is their spiritual influence. The Templars were not just a military order, they were a spiritual organization that believed in the pursuit of divine knowledge. Their hidden teachings, rituals, and symbols continue to inspire those seeking enlightenment, wisdom, and truth. The Templars' understanding of sacred geometry, alchemy, and the occult laid the foundation for many of the esoteric traditions that are still practiced today. Their belief in the interconnectedness of all things, the material and the spiritual, has influenced countless individuals and organizations seeking to unlock the secrets of the universe. The mysteries of the Templars have not been lost to time. Instead, they have been carefully preserved and passed down through the ages, hidden in plain sight. From the Freemasons to the ancient rituals that continue to influence secret societies around the world, the Templars' influence is still very much alive today. And as we continue to explore the hidden truths of the past, we come closer to understanding the full extent of their legacy and the power they once wielded. As we come to the end of our journey into the hidden world of the Knights Templar, it becomes clear that their story is far from over. Despite their official dissolution in the 14th century, the legacy of the Templars continues to resonate throughout history and into the present day. Their hidden knowledge, forbidden secrets, and spiritual influence have shaped the course of civilizations and left an indelible mark on our world. The Templars were not merely warriors, they were keepers of ancient wisdom, masters of influence, and guardians of mysteries that continue to captivate the imagination. What the Templars discovered beneath the Temple of Solomon, what they hid away in secret societies, and what they passed down through cryptic symbols and rituals may never be fully known. But one thing is certain, the Templars were not just a relic of the past. They were a force that shaped the very fabric of history, and their legacy continues to influence the world we live in today. As we've explored, the Templars' rise to power was not a result of mere fortune or happenstance. They were masters of strategy, masters of knowledge, and masters of the occult, using their influence to shape the political, economic, and spiritual landscape of Europe. Their banking system, architectural marvels, and sacred teachings laid the foundation for modern society in ways we may never fully understand. They were the architects of a hidden world, one that continues to operate in the shadows, hidden from the public eye. But perhaps the most profound aspect of the Templar legacy is their connection to the spiritual realm. The Templars believed that their work was not just about acquiring power, wealth, or influence. It was about unlocking the secrets of the universe, about finding the hidden truths that connect us all to the divine. Their quest for sacred knowledge was not just about understanding the material world. It was about seeking enlightenment, about transcending the limitations of the physical realm, and about accessing higher planes of consciousness. And in this pursuit, they uncovered truths that would have been too dangerous for the world to know at the time. But even today, the mysteries of the Templars remain hidden. Their treasure, their sacred knowledge, and their spiritual teachings are buried deep within the secret societies and occult traditions that still exist today. The Templars' influence continues to shape our world, guiding those who seek the truth and revealing hidden aspects of the universe to those who are ready to see. The story of the Knights Templar is far from finished. As we move forward, we must continue to search for the truths they left behind, the wisdom they uncovered, and the mysteries they concealed. The legacy of the Templars is not just a part of history. It is a living, breathing force that continues to shape the world we live in. And as we continue to uncover their secrets, we will come ever closer to understanding the true nature of the power they wielded, the knowledge they possessed, and the divine truths they sought. So, what's next? Will you continue this journey, uncovering the hidden truths of the Templars and other secret societies? The answers are out there, waiting to be discovered. All you have to do is look.